Jacquees, baby making album review. Let's do it, guys. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Review Season 10. I'm back with another episode. Guys, I told myself I would not be back. I would be gone until Sunday. I said I was not going to work until Sunday. But I can't resist, guys, because today we got a good-ass episode for you because we have one of the most popular male R&B artists of their time, Jacquees, and he hasn't dropped a project in a little bit. His last project was like in 2022, guys. So, I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm going to be honest with y'all. You know, a lot of Jacquees' music is pretty toxic. A lot of features on his songs are pretty toxic. And I'm going to be also realer with y'all too. A lot of cheating, a lot of smashing and dipping type songs. But, as they say, the hoes love it. So, welcome to the show, guys. We got a good episode because, look, we are doing something that I've never done in my whole entire career of this damn podcast, and we are doing album reviews, not just all week. No. All week is too easy for me. You know, I had to put a challenge on myself this week, so I said, you know what? Album reviews all weekend and all week. So, guys, we got a lot of album reviews coming out, a lot of different genres we're going to be covering. We're going to be covering pop albums. We're going to be covering rap albums. We got a lot of stuff coming up, guys. So make sure, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow. Turn on notifications, guys. Let's get this started, guys, before my ex-wife starts calling me and I got to get out of here, all right? Look, my ex-wife starts calling me, you know, that's when we got to get out of here because we got the Baby Making album. Which, yes, that is the title. Baby Making. And, you know, you're probably wondering, Music Critic, does the title match the theme of the album, Baby Making? And, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is probably going to be our most mature episode. I can't even lie. So if you are a younger viewer, please tap out, alright? Tap out of this episode, alright? This is not the album that you want your kids hearing. You don't want to play this album in front of your friends. You probably don't want to play this album at a party, alright? Because let me tell y'all, this is probably one of the most freakiest albums that I've ever reviewed on this podcast. And look, guys, we've reviewed projects like, well, I don't do many album reviews, so honestly I can only say Sabrina Carpenter recently. But yeah, this is going to be our most freaky album review. And yeah, we're going to be making a lot of freaky, mature jokes here. So make sure you dip out. But guys, look, let's talk about this album. I'm not just going to be sitting here laughing about how freaky this album is. Even though it is 100% freaky, we are going to be fair, though, and give this album a real review. We're going to go over every single track, but I want to give my general points, my overall points of how I'm feeling about this album. So I'm going to give y'all 3 points of how I'm feeling overall about this album. Now, I've listened to this album. Look, I will say this is only my first or second listen, so my opinion might just be on a first or 2-day listen, so take it with a grain of salt, this review. But I'm going to say this, my first point, there is a little bit something wrong with the production on this album. I think some beats don't really hit. I'm going to be honest with y'all, some of the production just doesn't hit. There's moments where I'm just listening to it and I'm going, what the fuck am I even hearing? I mean, there's some points where the beat is so drowned out, or there's so many just effects on these beats, and it makes it just overbearing to listen to, and it doesn't make an enjoyable listening experience. You know, I love samples, I love R&B elements, but I don't like overproduced beats that drag on forever. And that's my thing. You know, these songs are pretty long, which I will give Jacquees credit, alright? For some, you know, for this, you know, new wave of music these days, longer songs are not the way to go. You know, shorter songs usually hit more. So, you know, when you have a whole album that is all 3 or 4 minute track songs, you know, I'm going to give you credit for that. Because, you know, that is credit, and, you know, that is still pushing a little bit of a boundary there, you know, pushing, you know, the TikTok barrier or whatever, you know. But I'm going to be real with you, you know. If the production is so overlayered, so much, you know, put into it, where, like, sometimes these beats are kind of hurting my ears, or sometimes the drums are so faded out that I can barely hear them in the beat, and it just doesn't make an enjoyable experience. You know, I love the beat switches in this album, but I wish those beat switches, you know, matched up with the vocals, with, you know, the verses. Could the verses be on the same level? Because I'm going to be real with y'all, I hate listening to a good beat switch, and Jacquees is barely even singing on the beat switch, you know? It's like, it's like if I'm gonna listen to a freaky ass R&B song, you might as well put your all into it. And some of these tracks, I just feel like you didn't put your all into it. Alright, you know, hey. You know, I really, you know, love R&B music. I've always had. It's one of my favorite genres, and this is one of the moments where, you know, part of my job where I can review, you know, these, you know, projects right now, you know, which I love that. And I'm just gonna be honest, guys, you know, my first point's this: production just wasn't really hitting at points. And that's gonna lead into my second point, though. I think Jacquees' vocals on this album have definitely improved in some areas, and also lacking in some areas too, because there's some moments where, you know, when I'm listening to this project where Jacquees is just, you know, not really sounding his best on here. And then there's also moments where, you know, a beat switches and Jacquees' vocals, you know, really, you know, amp up. We get more emotion in the vocals and all that stuff, and we get more vocal complexity in the vocal switch up. And I love that, you know, I love that. But, you know, there's so few of those moments. And I honestly wish there was more of those moments, because those moments make me want to go back and listen to, you know? And, yeah, you know, those are just my overall, you know, points of what I'm feeling right now. But I did listen to the whole album, and I do got my overall thoughts, and I do got my score, and let's go over every single track, guys. Jacquees, Baby Making, starting off with track number 1, Touchdown. You know, having a sex song have also football references is definitely a good touch. I won't even lie to you. It's kind of funny, you know, it's kind of funny. Production, though, on this track is kind of lacking, in my opinion. And also, you know, how we rate every track, guys, as we go through these whole tracks. We're going to rate every song at a 1 out of 5 scale. And Touchdown, I'm not really feeling the production, but vocals do hit. The hook, I feel like the hook is too long. And the hook does go on for way too long, too. And it's played way too many fucking times. Overplayed way too many fucking times. And honestly, this is definitely not a good start off. Touchdown's definitely not a good start. And it's whatever. Like, this is like a 2 out of 5. But Drip is a 4 out of 5 for sure, because look, I love the beat, I love the vocals, I love the drip. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, these lyrics are fucking crazy. Jacquees is absolutely holding nothing back. This album is definitely not any sexual innuendos at all. This is just full on. This is just full on describing, just a full on scene. And hey, if you can do it, and with these freaky ass lyrics, but make it sound really good, I'm gonna give you credit for it. Drip is a good track, 4 out of 5, and that's gonna move on to a track that I don't really like, which is This track is the next one. It's called Margella Sex. And I'm going to be real with you. This track is not good. I don't like the production. I don't like the vocals. I don't even like the lyrics in this song. I don't like anything about this song. 1 out of 5. The next track, Sex Like This. Definitely one of the most freaky tracks on this album. And this is the midpoint of the album, too, when it gets even more freakier. So, this track definitely gets heavy, pun intended, I guess you could say, on those lyrics. And, but I'm going to be real with you. I could really care less about this track being 4 minutes. Why the fuck is this track so long? And also, I just don't really care for it. It's a 3 out of 5 in my opinion. And then we get into the track title of the album, Baby Making. And Baby Making is definitely one of the more freakier tracks. It's one of the more, deeper emotionally tracks. Jacquees is trying to have a more serious relationship in this track. That concept, by the way, is absolutely thrown out the fucking window. But this track is okay. It's like a 3 out of 5. When I'm around her, I don't like the hook. I don't like the vocal style. And I'm also going to be really real with y'all. I could care less about this fucking song. So honestly, 1 out of 5. And then Middle of the Night. Middle of the Night is definitely a slow burn track. It's very long. The track is slow. Instrumental is slow. Lyrics are freaky as fuck. And, well, it's like my ex-wife, calling me in the middle of the night. Telling me, look out the window. I'm getting freaky with Bill. And that hurts my heart. Hurts my heart. Middle of the Night. Fuck this track. 1 out of 5. You Get It / Can't Hold On. Can't Hold On, by the way, is spelled with a K. And it's freaky as fuck. And I love the beat switch up. But I also don't like You Get It. Because I don't like the hook of You Get It. But I do like the beat switch when we get to the Can't Hold On part. This is like a 2-song-in-1 type thing. 5 out of 5. Sunrise Service. Same fucking thing, I guess you could say. But instead of Sunday Service, it's Sex Service. Sunrise Service is okay. It's an alright track. I just think the hook is overplayed a little bit too much here. So overall, I'm probably just going to give this track like a 2 out of 5. Then we get to the worst fucking track of the album. The final track of the album. Graduation. The Graduation. This is graduating from the club and making a love song. Well, it's definitely a sex song, for sure. It's definitely that. I just don't like how this is the last track off the album. This track is not giving me good vibes at all. In fact, I don't even like this track, honestly, because the hook sucks ass. The vocals on the hook sucks. I mean, goddamn. It's just simple as that. It sucks. I mean, I would rather hit my head and listen to Bill rant about his fucking pill addiction to me than listen to my ex-wife complain about, me not coming to her book club. I would rather have those things happen in my life than listen to The Graduation. Guys, overall, this is definitely a freaky album. But I'm going to be honest with you. This album is just okay. You know, I'm going to be real with you. You can be, real, brash, sexual, all you want. But when you make tracks that kind of just, come out as they're not the best, they're just okay, but the lyrics are fucking crazy, or like they're really, up there, in the sex department, but I'm not going to be, the music's not really hidden. The only tracks that I somewhat enjoy only had a few parts that I really liked, and this is one of the least Jacquees albums that I actually enjoy. This one's okay, but I've heard way better R&B music, and there's way better sex R&B albums, in my opinion, than Jacquees' Baby Making. So overall, I'm going to have to give Baby Making, guys, I'm sorry to do this, but this was just a subpar album. Not much to it, so Baby Making's going to get a 4 out of 10. So 4 out of 10. What'd you think about it? Did you love this album? Did you hate this album? I don't know. Let me know. Guys, again, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow. Turn on notifications. Because, guys, we're doing album reviews all weekend and all week. So, get ready. We got a lot of content coming out. And I'm very excited. It's going to be a lot of long content. So, if you like the long content, hey, we got a lot of it coming up. So, yeah. I'll see you all on Saturday night. So, I'll see you all there. Bye.